Hi, we're in Aix-en-Provence here at a very beautiful place up in the hills called Villa Lacoste. And we're here together with Lexus to drive their new RZ450, their fully electric crossover model. So this is basically a Toyota BZ4X, but of course it's done in Lexus way, so it's more upmarket. So these cars has also got this E-axle, one at the front and one at the back, which should distribute the power very conveniently and in an effective way. The power output is 313 horsepower, 71.4 kilowatt hours, and the range is about 400 kilometers. Step in and would like to change your gear, you need to push this outer ring here. Give a clean look, a minimalistic look without that gear stick. Now we're driving on some uneven surface here and it really swallows these bumps and holes gracefully. I like the steering wheel. Now it's brand new of course, but it's got very good padding. Very soft to the hands, very sporty as well. It's rather compact. You got all these buttons here and you get familiar if you come from another product, if you come from another Lexus or Toyota for that matter, because they're placed about the same. Regeneration, we tried that out here and it's not that very strong in its strongest setting actually. Some other brands, some other cars, they feel like they almost get you to a stop when you have it in maximum setting, but here it's more linear, more lean. Let's see what type of settings we got here. So car, and then you got Eco, Normal, Sport, and then you got range. When you get into range, then the air conditioning system will be turned off, so it will save some energy there. And you can go 100 kilometers an hour, the maximum speed, and I guess the throttle response isn't that sharp and quick. So we drive with the traditional steering at the moment and it feels very nice, very compliant. But later we will try this steer by wire, that electronic steering with that Jocke wheel. And it feels rather nippy, this one as well. You know, the power delivery is good. It's very well distributed through these two E-axles, one at the front, one at the back. And 313 horsepower from this 71.4 kilowatt hour battery. The range is 400 kilometers approx. If you choose the 20-inch rims, you will reach about 385 kilometers. I tend to sit rather low, as I always say, and I like to push the wheel up for full control crossing over the arms if you want to drive a bit more ambitiously. But the thing is here, it's got this monitor here that reads out how you change your head and if you look at another direction, and it gives those warning beeps. But a lot gets hidden behind that monitor there. So, you know, how much battery you got, how much kilometers you still got in reserve, that little board computer there, when you have it pushed up here. So you need to push it down a bit, and you know, you don't want to sit with the wheel in your knee. You almost need to have it in your knee to really read out everything here in the cluster. And talking about the cluster, it feels like it's not that, you know, crystal sharp. It's a bit dimmed in some way. Maybe it's just the graphics that aren't as sharp as it is on this screen, of course. And so you can feel when you accelerate away in sport mode, the front wheel, yeah, it spins. So you can feel that it's a bit stronger, the front E-axle. And it's a very sporty feel in here as well. When you sit a bit low, you have this thresh up here, so everything surrounds you like in a very sporty cockpit, and the layout of it all is very elegant. I love it. Feel of everything, it's premium. And this is vegan leather, and if you feel it for a little while, you can feel that it's got a bit of a rubbery feel. It's not real leather in any way, it's not the same feeling, but you know, visually it looks rather expensive. Also, like the menu layout here, you very quickly get into it. You know, you want to get into the settings of the car, those different modes, driving modes, telephone, everything is, you know, well placed in the left side on the screen here. So when you want to get back to navigation, you push that. I find that in many other different models, it's rather scattered, so you don't find it that quickly. You really need to know your car. But in this one, it just took a couple of minutes, and then you're into the system. So very intuitive. As soon as it becomes as soft and quiet as it is in a car like this, and with that predictable steering and with the steering wheel that is so comfortable, you get so relaxed. And this infraheat, if you need that, it quickly warms you up, and that is also energy saving by 8%. Okay, so now we're in on some twisty roads here, and you really need to know where the braking point is when you have this much weight. It's a sporty feel when you push it this much, and it grips this good. Well, yeah, but you know it's downhill, so the brakes, they need to sweat a bit here, but they're holding up. And with these 20-inch wheels, I think you will get even better traction, of course. It's a lively car. It's a lively car. I like it. Feels more sporty than just a cruiser, to be honest, when we pushed it that little route up there. Impressive, very impressive. So now we step into the model which has this one motion steering, this steer-by-wire, and you know the inputs are amazing from what I've seen from the passenger seat. It aligns very quickly to your inputs, and when you drive at lower speeds you can really feel how little you need to turn it. When you're up to speed, you know, but this took like 20 seconds and I already feel at home. This is amazing. And at the same time, it looks cool. It gets you into that grip that you really want. I'm just gonna do this roundabout. Wow, yeah. So let's just take this roundabout for, let's see. Wow. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And this is something very interesting and something that you get excited about, because you get the right grip from it, and you feel very sporty, but at the same time very relaxed, because the inputs, there's no strength that you need to put into it at all. And it's not like it's weary in any way, you know, it doesn't just drop out of line or move away. So this is something new. This is something groundbreaking in a way, but this is still just like a test vehicle with this steer-by-wire and a one motion grip. So it will be introduced in 2025. So you know that the Tesla Plaid came with this cut wheel, but in that car you really need to turn it all around, so it can be a bit, you know, ferocious when it steps out of line and you become a bit more aggressive in your driving and you need to catch it. In this one, well, the total steering output here, well, I can't really do it here, but you know, it's just like not even half a turn on the steering wheel. And this also makes you very secure and confident in your driving, because it's like in a race car, in a Le Mans car or whatever. Well, you might feel that way when you drive it. And what about that? That's just great. That's just fun. You have this original grip all the time, this 2/4-3. It makes you very confident. And the best thing of it is that you don't need to have a learning curve. The learning curve is like 15, 20 seconds. And I think that that's enough. And that's just a good system. And the thing is that the feedback from the wheel, everything that you need comes electronically. So even though that the tires are moving, there's no movement in the steering wheel or any vibration. It's just in line. So everything becomes a bit more subtle. Subtle plus, if you want to call it that. So you got a little touchpad here on the steering wheel, and you get that located in the head-up display here, which works well. You can get your speed, you can get your distance to the car in front of you, and some other info. And on this side, you can go to your phone, you can change track on the radio, and you got voice command control as well. And it creates some free space here, which feels a bit liberating. It doesn't get as covered behind upper part of the steering wheel, so the vision out feels a bit more free. Just a small thing here as well. Everything is very compact with this yoke steering wheel. So the indicator sticks, they're a bit short, so I couldn't really find it, but you get orientated with those short ones after a while as well. But in the beginning, it's more fingertippy. If I would buy this car, I think I would go for this steering because it is very convenient. It is very relaxing, and the thing that you get into it that quickly, that is just awesome. The Lexus RZ450e made a great impression on me. It's a quality product that lifts the feeling of luxury into something that isn't too posh, but also not something over the top wow luxury feeling either. It just hits a perfect sweet spot there. And it's packed with equipment and safety systems. Might not be the most long-range model out there, but on the other hand, one of the best built ones. The long-life battery is expected to retain at least 90% of its power after 10 years. I love the interior. Everything looks futuristic, but not in a crazy way. Very subtle in its design approach. The feeling of the materials are great, and it's very quiet and also much more agile and sporty than I expected it to be. Thanks to the highly rigid body founded on the new ETNGA electric platform, gives the car precise and prompt chassis response. Its room inside has good boot space, and the Lexus Tatsuna concept for the driver's cockpit and the intuitive system works flawless. The steer-by-wire one-motion grip yoke steering wheel is very pleasing, super direct at the same time as it is very relaxing. But it feels like it needs to be worked on a little more if you want to get the real connected feeling when exiting a sharp corner, and if you want to correct a more demanding oversteer. If that situation would occur, or you as a driver would be keen to provoke it all the way to that point. It will be launched in 2025, so there is plenty of time to adjust that.